what the framers of the Constitution intended is there for anyone to see. All that has been done now is to make that wording more precise and more in accordance with what the framers of the Constitution at that time meant and openly said stop. I do not therefore understand this measure of excitement and agitation in people's minds, not in this house but elsewhere, about this matter. Stop para. May I say straight away what I think with all respect that the Joint Committee has certainly improved the bill from what it was previously. Sign of interrogation. I accept this report and the recommendations completely. Stop. There might be one or two minor changes in view. What apart from that, I think that it would be a pity to amend this as it has emerged from the Joint Committee's consideration. Stop. It has emerged, as the House will see, in a much simpler form. Stop. It is shorter and simpler than before, and that itself is desirable. Stop. The slight change in Article 31 in bracket 2 makes the point clear, and as a consequence of that change, it has not been necessary to add too many matters there. Stop para. I should therefore like Parliament to remember these basic things. Stop. Here is something that is proposed which in effect clarifies and elucidates the Constitution and brings it completely in line with what the makers of the Constitution intended. Stop. Unfortunately, they did not do so in clear enough language, and therefore the courts have interpreted it differently. Stop. So, first, it is a matter of elucidation. Secondly, it is wrong to say that we are suggesting any arbitrary action, any confiscatory action, or any expropriatory action. Stop. In fact, the Constitution has said that there should be compensation by law. Stop. But it is true that the quantum of compensation will be determined by the legislature. Stop. I cannot say offhand what in a particular case the legislature might do. Stop. But by and large, if you have to govern this country democratically, you have to trust the legislature, not only in this but in 100 other matters of far greater moment. Stop. This legislature might decide on some far reaching change affecting perhaps a question of such magnitude as war and peace. Stop. Surely the Supreme Court will not decide that. Stop. It may decide other questions in way which directly or indirectly might even affect property. Stop. All kinds of decisions may be taken which will have a powerful effect on our social and economic structure and, for example, on planning. Stop. But it is the legislature's will that is bound to prevail in such matters. Stop. There is no way out of it. Stop. It seems to me a basically wrong approach to single out this question of compensation and to take it out of the purview of the legislature in the sense of somebody else revising the legislature's decision. Stop. Such a course can be thought of only if you think that property is something semi divine and that the protection of private property is to the largest good of the nation, which hardly anyone today will say. Obviously, stop para. I do not know how I can deal with these fears and apprehensions. Stop. There is no remedy for fear except the absence of fear. Stop. Today, in the larger world context, nations are afraid, and because they are afraid, they often say and do the wrong things. Stop. Things thus get worse. Stop. I do not know what we shall do about it in the international sphere. Stop. Some people in this country and some outside have all manner of apprehension on this vital issue. Stop. Para. In this transitional age, to think in a static way and to imagine that property has exactly the same place in human life as it used to have means that we have stopped thinking. Stop. These apprehensions and fears therefore appear to me completely unjustified. Stop.